seen before. This is what Trump told us, and it's showing. This is why a lot of things is being carried to go after Trump by black women specifically, because in our culture right now, one, white people,
Yep. Welcome, everyone, to day 27 of our second session of the 2024 course, 21 Days of Sahaja Yoga Meditation. This is Mark Taylor in northern New Jersey, and I'm delighted to have this time to be with you and meditate with you. We're going to begin, as we always do, with a foot soak. So as we're going through the introductions, this is your chance, if you haven't already, to get your basin with your table salt and some warm water, towel, and a rinse. If you're new to the course, no problem. This is completely open access. You can review everything that we do in the course by going to our website, which will show the link later in the program. All the programs are recorded, and you can also supplement these programs by attending other online programs, attending a local Sahaja Yoga center, and we also offer one-on-one support through a program of mentoring. On Tuesday, we looked at the first chakra, the Muladhara chakra, and the essential quality there is our childlike innocence. And that can be recovered in Sahaja Yoga. Today, we're going to look at what we show in the diagram as the second chakra, the yellow-colored one we call Swadhisthana. And the power of this chakra is inspiration, our creativity, being able to solve problems without a lot of mental effort. So, as with all our programs, of course, Sahaja Yoga is always free. And this is what's going to happen today. We're going to have a meditation with our first presenter, and then we'll have a video of Shri Mataji, and then we'll have a live music performance. Then we'll have our second presenter who will take us deeper into our meditation if we're not already at the peak of enjoyment. And then we have a chance to listen to you, to hear your questions, and we'll show you how you can field your questions to either the hosts or to the people that are helping us out in the Zoom chat. So I'd like to introduce our presenters. So welcome Prashant, welcome Sudeep, welcome Kathy and Julie. Prashant, where are you located? And tell us one interesting thing about you.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Prashant Sopori, and I am based out of the Detroit, Michigan area. Professionally, I'm a management consultant, but I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga for, I would say, close to 29 years now. In terms of my Sahaj journey, I will say this, what really kind of keeps me going at it is the constant sense of growth. Each day with Sahaj meditation is like, new truths keep on unraveling, and one thing I've realized is that, as long as I'm ready to be a student of this great science, the master within me keeps on growing, and I'm ready to kind of, share those experiences, those thoughts with all of you this evening. Excited to be here.
All right. Sounds awesome. Sudeep, tell us a little bit about you, where you're located.
Hello, everyone. I'm located in the town of Clemson in South Carolina. I work here as an assistant professor of industrial engineering at Clemson University. And I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since 2008. And I guess one interesting thing perhaps would be the way I found Sahaja Yoga, which was not when I wasn't actually looking for a meditation class. I went to play cricket, and the coach was Sahaja Yogi, and he used to make everybody meditate before practice, and that's how I started Sahaja Yoga.
All right. Welcome, Kathy and Julie. Where are you located? And tell us very briefly some interesting thing about each of you.
Oh no. Oh boy. So my name's Kathy and Julie, this is Julie. We're from just outside of Chicago, Illinois. So we're somewhere in the middle of the country, and we're part of a group called Somewhere in the Middle. We met through Sahaja Yoga meditation in one of the library classes. I started meditating with Sahaja Yoga in 2012. And how about you, Julie?
I believe it was 2009 for me.
A little bit earlier. Yeah, a little bit
All right. So this is going to be a very creative program, lots of energy. So let's begin with our first presenter, Prashant.
Thank you so much, Mark. Good evening, everyone. Once again, the topic today is pure inspiration. And that is, as Mark was saying earlier, this is the quality of our second energy center called the Swadhisthana. We can certainly bring up the chakra chart at this time. So the Swadhisthana is responsible for generating this pure creativity within us. And that leads to ultimately to pure inspiration. Swadhisthana, there's a key nuance about it. Well, first of all, the key qualities of Swadhisthana are pure knowledge, pure attention, inspiration, all the ones that are listed over here. And it has 6 petals and manifests itself on our 2 thumbs. So, Swadhisthana, the key nuance is that, when Mother Kundalini rises from our Muladhara and rises upwards, it first passes through the 3rd energy center that you see up on the screen over here, called the Nabhi. It first crosses Nabhi, and then from there, it enters into our Swadhisthana, which is revolving around the Nabhi. This is to establish one of the fundamental tenets of evolution, that satisfaction is the basis for pure desire, and pure desire ultimately becomes the basis for your pure action, or anything that you act upon. For it to be pure, the desire has to be pure. Now, in terms of creativity, when we talk about creativity, is fundamentally a product of the pure knowledge and pure desire, which comes from the left aspect of our Swadhisthana, and it finds its expression through a very surrendered attention, which is the aspect of the right side of Swadhisthana. When that harmonious balance strikes, essentially the seeker is able to create inspiring stuff. So if we talk about eternal creations, such as the famous compositions of Rembrandt, Mozart, famous sculptures and paintings done by Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. These are timeless work, inspirational work, which has lasted generations. Now, on the other side, it's important to understand that Swadhisthana, one of the main functions it performs, is converting the fat cells in your abdomen into the brain cells. So in general, Swadhisthana is responsible for regulating the brain activity. So when we involve ourselves into excessive thinking, it keeps Swadhisthana from performing some of the other key functions, like managing organs such as the liver, the pancreas, the kidney, spleen, etc. So too much excessive thinking exhausts the Swadhisthana and keeps it from performing its regular functions. So for example, liver, which is the seat of our attention, in its most efficient state, it is responsible for managing all the toxins in our body and releasing all the body poisons in the form of heat through the bloodstream. However, if Swadhisthana is too exhausted due to excessive thinking, whether we are thinking about the past or we're thinking about the future, liver tends to retain the heat, and it liberates the heat either upwards or downwards. If it does it upwards, it tends to create disorders such as asthma. And if it goes downwards, it challenges your all kind of kidney functions. Similarly, if we talk about pancreas is responsible for regulating the body sugar. And if due to excessive thinking, Swadhisthana is exhausted, it is not able to cater to the functioning of pancreas. And as a result, a lot of folks in these modern times, they experience diabetes. And hence we have several treatments in Sahaj, like foot soaking and ice pack, which allow for stabilizing the attention. And once the attention is stable, it becomes thoughtless. And in the thoughtless state, the attention is able to transcend beyond the mundane desires and anxieties and worries and all those things, and is able to unite with the spirit. And once that happens, we are able to express ourselves very creatively in a very effortless manner. And that's when the inspirational stuff gets created. So the focus in today's foot soaking session, we will try and attain that state by going through the left and right balancing of the Swadhisthana and try and experience that state of thoughtlessness for as long as we can, right? So at this point, I hope we're all ready with our foot soaking apparatus, and let's get on with it. So let's kind of settle ourselves down and get very relaxed. Place both our left and right hand in our lap, and we will close our eyes and place our attention on the very top of our head. And to begin with, we'll make a very humble request over here to Mother Kundalini. Mother, please allow me to experience the state of thoughtlessness. Please allow me to get into meditation. A completely effortless prayer from the heart. And now, maintaining our attention on the very top of our head, We'll perform the act of raising the Kundalini and putting ourselves in the protective shield called the Bandhan. We'll place our left hand in front of our first energy center and move it up straight. And then the right hand, right palm goes in a clockwise direction around it. We'll look upwards and tie the first knot on the very top of our head. We'll do it gradually and feeling the experience of raising the Kundalini. We'll do the second time, and this time we'll tie 2 knots. This is the left and the right channel. And now we will do it the third time. And this time we will tie 3 knots. The left, the right, and the center. We'll place both our hands back in our lap. And with our right hand, we can just do 7 circular movements on top of the tub, just to vibrate the foot soaking tub. And at this point, we can place both our feet into our respective foot soaking tubs. Now we'll first balance our left and right channel, placing our left hand on our lap and right hand towards Mother Earth. We'll keep the attention on the top of our head and on the center of our left palm. And make a very simple prayer to Mother Kundalini. Mother Kundalini, let all the imbalances from my left side be absorbed by Mother Earth. Mother Kundalini, please express your purity on my left side. And that by your grace, all my conditionings and fears drop out. Now we will balance our right side by placing our right hand in our lap and left hand towards the sky with the palm facing backwards. And here we will pray to Mother Kundalini. Mother, allow me to experience your power on my right channel. That by your grace, all the heat due to overactivity be absorbed by the sky element. That all my anxieties, all my worries, all that disturbs my attention be absorbed by the sky element. Now we will bring our left hand back in our lap, maintaining our attention on the very top of our head, We'll extend our attention down to our first energy center of purity and innocence. We always start the meditation by paying our respects to the inner innocence, because that's the basis of our ascent. So we'll bring our attention back down to the very bottom of our spine. And here we'll pray, Mother Kundalini, please give me complete purity, complete innocence. Please give me the wisdom to recognize the purity of spirit within me. Now I'll pray to our Mother Kundalini. Mother Kundalini, please come into my Swadhisthana. Let your innocence and purity express on my Swadhisthana. We'll raise our attention to our Swadhisthana, the second energy center. And we'll first start off by balancing our left side, by placing our right hand on our left lower abdomen or the left hip. We place our right hand there. And here we'll make an affirmation 6 times, because there are 6 petals to Swadhisthana. We'll say, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge and the pure desire of the divine that acts. Please give me the pure knowledge, the pure desire. Let me desire nothing else but my ascent. Now we'll bring our right hand back in our lap and left hand on our right side of our Swadhisthana, which is the right hip or the right lower abdomen. And here we will say, Mother Kundalini, I surrender myself completely onto you. You verily are the doer. You are the enjoyer. I surrender all my thoughts, all my actions to you. We'll again take this affirmation 6 times with complete heart. We need to truly let go of things. when we make this prayer, you really are the doer. I surrender myself completely onto you. Now bring our left hand back in our lap and right hand on our center Swadhisthana. So center part of our lower abdomen, typically on top of our belt buckle. And here we will seek, Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure creativity. Please give me pure creativity. Please give me the creativity that inspires ascent, that inspires growth. Let my creativity express the divine will. Now we'll bring our right hand on our forehead. And here we will pray, Mother, please remove all the mundane desires, mundane involvements that engulf my attention. Give me the power to forgive all my anxieties, all my worries. Please free up my attention from all kinds of worries and involvements. With that, we will allow our attention to transcend into the Sahasrara and we'll place the center of our right palm on the very top of our head. The portion of the head which is soft when we are born, called the fontanel region. We touch the center of the palm and with gentle pressure, we give a clockwise rotation to our scalp. As we do that, we pray, Mother, allow me to experience the union with the divine. Allow me to experience the complete integration. Allow me to experience the thoughtless state. Allow me to experience my spirit. Now we will raise our right hand gently above our head and also raise our attention between our hand and the top of our head and try and stabilize our attention there. Bring our right hand down and just maintain our attention on the very top of our head and slightly above it. At this point, we can rinse our feet out and we can just place the bucket aside for now and we'll prepare ourselves to internalize the video of Shri Mataji here, where Shri Mataji talks about, it is a video from 1982 in Caxton Hall, where Shri Mataji talks about the tricks that the mind plays on us and puts us into all kinds of illusions, and how after self-realization, the hunger to know the self rises, and that results into us surrendering to the divine will. So we'll now, in this very state, internalize the message from Shri Mataji.
When you come for a program, there are many others who are already feeling vibrations. And you don't feel it. It's like, you see, they have a property and you don't have, sort of a thing. So, your mind which has worked through competition, mind which has worked through realizing that somebody has something I don't have, haves and have-nots. That mind starts putting fear into your head. Oh God, will you have it or not? Will I get it? Or even if I get it, will I lose it? And that fear I see on the faces of many new people. Give up that fear. You are all going to get your realization. Give up that fear. You have not entered into any competition here. Just to relax. Just relax. Then the more you want to do about Sahaja Yoga, again you are tense. I have to meditate early in the morning, I have to get up tomorrow early in the morning. You see, you go on pestering yourself, whole night you won't sleep. And when you are meditating, you are dozing. Relax. God is looking after you, believe. He is going to give you realization, and he is going to look after you, and he is going to wake you up in the morning too. But relax. The first idea that I can do it is wrong. He has to. It's not working out because you think you can do it. If you can come to this conclusion that I cannot do it, it is His mercy, His graciousness has to work. But after realization, you have to do something in the sense, you have to desire. But when I say you have to desire it, again you will say, all right, now I am going to sit down here and nail myself to this place, and I am going to sit down and desire. This desire is a dead desire. You see, just pushed onto your head that, oh, I must desire, mother has told I must desire. You have to be hungry. You don't say that I have to desire that I have to be hungry. The hunger is from within, which is there, no doubt, but is clouded. The hunger is clouded because you have fear. If you put a goat before a tiger and give him to eat, he will reduce with that eating whatever it is. Because it has that fear that there is a tiger which is going to eat you. So first kill all the imaginary tigers around. Again we come back to the same. That desire must come from within. And it is there. What is clouded? Relax. It should not be that I am very relaxed. It's childlike. It's simple. A relaxed person is just like a child. So not to get frantic, try to relax. That's all. For everybody. But relaxation never means that you are inactive. On the contrary, the person who is relaxed is extremely active on the exterior, but inside is absolutely silent, absolutely relaxed and at ease. Outside you may feel, as you know now, at this time, tremendous vibrations are flowing. And I can see the flow, tremendous. And all the chakras are doing like this around me. But I see them and they are playing. At the most I may stop talking. But it is flowing. So whether it is for the seeking or for anything else in the world, the first thing is that you must take an attitude of a relaxed witness. If you can do that, then those who are not feeling vibrations will definitely feel. I've seen people on whom I've been working, it wouldn't work out. Of course, they were not rude or anything arrogant, but felt very sad that they couldn't get the vibration. So I said, all right, today you go and enjoy the flowers in the garden, enjoy the birds, and talk to the sky and come back to it. It works out. Because you have been always like this. In Sahaja Yoga, you don't have to achieve anything, you become. First you become, and then mentally you understand Sahaja Yoga. But those who try to understand Sahaja Yoga mentally first are really in for trouble. If you understand this simple principle that when we become the spirit, we manifest a power which is just the opposite of any other so-called powers. Like you take science, it will analyze. Sahaja Yoga will synthesize. Take philosophy, so-called, it will try to find out the dogmas. Sahaja Yoga will neutralize all barriers of all the religions. Because all these forces are deadly, they deaden. The religion is deadened, God is deadened, everything is deadened by that. While Sahaja Yoga is a living force within you. And that's how it neutralizes all that is destructive, all that is deadly. It's a living force of God. It's a very powerful force. It's very wise. It understands everything. We have heard about it, but we never believed there could be such a force. And the first time we feel that force, we don't want to believe it. How can that be? Because we still don't believe that we can be the source of that force, which is integrating, which is synthesizing completely, which nourishes, which helps you to rise above falsehood to reality.
So let's continue to be still, relax with our attention on the top of our head for another minute. do we live somewhere in the middle of guilt and fear? Go on and on like this, year after year, swimming in our fish bowls, getting caught in the same old hook, till we learn who's got our line in the mirror. You shouldn't look. Don't let your doubts and fears make you do only what you're told. If somewhere between our hopes and dreams we break out of your silly mold, let yourself off your line, let yourself be free. Go off to never, never land and live your life guilt-free. Go off and chart your own course, swim freely with the tide. Close your eyes and take a deep breath, look yourself right in the eye, and ask, who am I? Who am I? Imagine what your life could be if you do anything you could, instead of what's expected and doing only what you thought you should. You don't have to take a pill or smoke until you die. Those are just fake substitutes giving you a funny ride, keeping you in the back seat, just watching the world go by. Unlock the door and hop right out and take a magic carpet ride. Oh, close your eyes and take a deep breath and get off your perch and fly. Go off to never, never land and look yourself right in the eye. What you might see might make you smile, what you feel might make you cry. Go off and chart your own course, ride freely in the sky. So So that song was called Neverland, and it's an original. It's an older song. When I first started in Sahaja Yoga, that song kind of came to me. The next song is a brand new song, just came to me last week. Woke up and kind of humming this tune, and it's about creativity, and it's about the creation. The creation all around us, the sun and the moon and the Mother Earth, and of course us, and we're part of that creation. It's called Everything Will Be All Right. God made the stars and the sun Soak it all in and let your spirit fly. Feel the love all around the world. Feel the sun and the moon and your Mother Earth. You were born to be part of this life. That's why you know it will be alright. And everything around you is a real mess. You don't know what you're doing and you have to rest. Don't need to worry, just look to the light, 'cause everything will be alright. Feel the love all around the world. Feel the sun and the moon and our Mother Earth. You were born to be part of this light. That's why you know it will be alright. Alright. God made the stars and the sun at night, so in the morning there will be light. Let's raise our hands up to the sky, soak it all in and let our spirit fly. Feel the love all around the world. Feel the sun and the moon and our Mother Earth. We were born to be part of this light. That's why we know it will be alright. Feel the love all around you. Feel the love all around the world. Feel the love all around the world. Feel the love all around the world. Feel the love. Feel the love. Feel the love. Yeah, feel the love. Feel love, oh, feel love. God made the stars and the sun at night. That's why you know it will be alright.
Wasn't that beautiful? Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Julie. The beautiful demonstration of the potential of the Swadhisthana and its creativity. In this case, in the form of music and poetry. And one can see that when we use our creativity to express that divine light within us, it creates these beautiful vibrations which we can enjoy in meditation. even if you're not feeling the coolness on your hands or over your head, that's okay. We can still enjoy that silence, that peace. This deeply relaxed state. Music, art, poetry, and other expressions that have a divine quality in them can be very nourishing for our Swadhisthana chakra. And on our hands, we're able to feel this chakra on our thumbs, on the left and the right thumb. We can also look at how to address any imbalances that we may feel on our Swadhisthana. So if we feel some tingling sensation or some heat or some numbness on either the left or the right thumb, that's an indication that that chakra needs some balancing. And if you feel that sensation on the left thumb, one way to help the left side of this center, the left side of this chakra, is to use a candle like the one I'm holding here. So if you don't have one, that's okay. But you can bring a candle flame close to the Swadhisthana on the left and just give it these back and forth motions, these arches to, we call it a bandhan. You can also just keep your right hand on the left Swadhisthana. You don't have the candle. And we can use the affirmation that we learned earlier in the meditation led by Prashant. So on the left side, we will say, please give me pure knowledge. We affirm, I am the pure divine, the pure knowledge of the divine which acts. I am the pure knowledge of the divine, which acts. Now, if we happen to be feeling some tingling or heat sensations on the right thumb, then we can cool down the right side of the center. You can either place the left hand on the right side of the Swadishtan, or if you have an ice pack like this, you can also place it on that center on the right side and meditate for a few minutes. Once again, we can affirm the left hand on the right side of this chakra. I am not the doer. You are the doer. You are the enjoyer. Saying that we are released from the identification with any of our actions. And the attention becomes free, becomes more subtle. You can bring the left hand back on our lap. Let us continue to meditate, keeping our attention in the space just above our head. Letting go of any thought. I am not this thought. Surrender every thought. Allow the Kundalini to take us deeper to that absolute silence. Now we can slowly conclude this meditation by once again raising our Kundalini 3 times and tying knot over the head, and then balancing our chakras by these pairs of arches 7 times. So first raise the Kundalini. And 1 knot and then 2 knots the second time, and 3 knots the third time. Then give ourselves a bandhan, a protection, for balancing our auras one by one, 7 times. Thank you all for joining.
And thank you, all our guests today who've been working on our Swadhisthana chakra. So this is session 2 of the ongoing 21-day course. So it's not 21 days in a row. It is 21 days over 7 weeks with 3 classes a week. So we meet Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 8:45 p.m. New York time. And if you want to join us for more meditation, we also meet at the same time at the same Zoom link, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And that's a much simpler program. We focus on just getting to thoughtless awareness, enjoying the meditation, and having a foot soak together. Sunday, we'll be looking at our attention. So, of course, that is related to what we talked about today, the Swadhisthana chakra. And we'll ask the question in a very subtle way, where is my attention? And recommended, bring the ice pack to that class because, as Sudeep was demonstrating, to try to soothe the attention is to cool down the liver. So if you bring some ice in some form, that'll help a lot with the collective attention. We have many resources for people. You may be just attending these classes and enjoying them a lot on YouTube or on Zoom, but you can also get additional support and grow even faster. If you like, you can ask for a mentor, someone who's like a big brother or a big sister who has been doing Sahaja Yoga for a while and can give you support, answer questions, spend time with you. And there's a form that you can fill out, and there's a link for that in the Zoom chat. The other way that you can get extra support is by joining one of our groups. We have a WhatsApp group for the program, and the link for that is also in the chat. And of course, if you just need to review a program or catch up on a program that you've missed, they're all recorded on our YouTube channel, and they're all available on our class website. And there's the QR code to get to that page, which has all those links that I'm talking about. And for today's program, we have an updated handout. We gave a handout on Swadhisthana chakra in the first 21 days. And so what we've done to expand our understanding is to now have those affirmations that you were hearing today are now printed on that handout, and also a small diagram showing which in the subtle system chakras is represented by our thumbs. So that will be available on the website shortly after this program concludes. So now we have a special part of the program where you can say, I really enjoyed it. The music was great. I learned a lot, had a great meditation, and I think I'm done for the evening. But for people who want to stay on, it's a chance for you to give us some feedback, to ask questions, and we have 3 different ways that you can talk to us. You can go into the Zoom breakout room, so you have to get into Zoom, and in the chat, you can say, I'd like a breakout room. I want to talk to a Sahaja Yoga teacher one-on-one. Or we actually have people in the chat who can answer your questions. So you can send a question to chat Q&A, and they will answer your question. And then in some cases, there might be a question that we think a lot of people would love to hear the answer to. And so then we'll try to address that in this room for everybody who's in this main room still with us on YouTube or on Zoom. So we're inviting you now, if you have a question, some feedback, something you've been feeling, wondering about, this is your chance. And I'm also going to invite back all our presenters to share some of what they have learned practicing Sahaja Yoga, what they have experienced. So welcome back from the 4 corners of this big world. And we'll have some questions that come in through the chat, and we'll also have questions that maybe we just get inspired to talk about. So We've talked about pure knowledge. We've talked about the Swadhisthana chakra, number 2. And we've also talked about clearing it, which we were seeing in our demonstrations. So I have a question for Kathy. How has clearing the Swadhisthana chakra made a difference in your life?
Well, when I first started Sahaja Yoga, my hips and my lower back was always really hurting me, and especially before Sahaja Yoga, and when I first came into Sahaja Yoga, they would still hurt me a little, and I noticed that also my thumbs would hurt me, and so little by little, I learned some techniques and how to clear the Swadhisthans. And one of the techniques that I learned through one of the sessions and one of the videos of Shri Mataji is sitting on the ground on your tailbone and then kind of hugging your knees and rocking back and forth so that your lower hips kind of get a massage. And I would do that before I meditated, and that really, I think, helped me clear my Swadhisthans better, because after that, all the pain went away. I thought it was going to be like a hereditary, debilitating, kind of like a hip problem that was just going to get worse. I mean, I wasn't getting any younger, right? So I thought, well, I'm just going to have to live with this. I didn't know it was a blockage or some kind of imbalance in my Swadhistan.
So have you noticed a difference in your life, Prashant, from putting attention on clearing Swadhisthana chakra, left or right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So when I first came into Sahaj, I still remember it was 95 in presence of Shri Mataji when I got my realization. There was a lot of flow on the right side, but almost absolutely no flow on the left side. And when I started to attend some in-person meetings, I was told that there were some fundamental challenges with the left side, and as I kind of heard and learned a little bit more about as to what really causes the left side challenges, I was able to find a very distinct parallel between my personality and why those challenges were occurring. And even after I started to experience somewhat of a flow on the left side, there was this distinct pain, on the left thumb, and after I started to do some candling treatments and left side treatments, the key difference that I noted was essentially that I became more self-aware. I was kind of watching myself more carefully. So you sort of become like a screener. You start to kind of pay very close attention to what at every moment or where at every moment your thought is going. And I was a bit of a passive aggressive kind of personality, and I saw that gradually transform into becoming a more dynamic personality, and starting to see, I would say previously, I would be able to get engulfed into thoughts and get lost into thoughts quite a bit. And after this left side clearing, the unique thing for me was, and it of course happened over a period of time, and all of this did not happen right overnight. Or over I would say the course of journey of my Sahaj meditation, I realized that I would be able to see solutions, which typically would not come to me earlier. So I would be just if I was challenged with something, I would be sitting in my morning meditation, and all of a sudden, the thought would pop that okay, that this is how I should be going about it. So for me, that was very, I would say, revealing of the power of Swadhisthana.
Okay, so here's an aspect of the Swadhisthana chakra, and I'll direct it to Sudeep. What does pure desire mean to you?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. And I've thought about this since coming to Sahaja Yoga for sure, because we all have wants and desires, and one characteristic of all of these wants and desires are that once each want is satiated or fulfilled, you're happy for some time, and then you want some more. You want something else, something beyond, right? So in a sense, it is insatiable. I think this is a well-known. Everybody knows this. So what is that desire upon fulfilling which there is no more desire, right? You become desireless. And I think that is the pure desire, because once you become one, then there is no other, and hence there is no desiring. There is just being. And so I think we all have to go through these different layers of desiring, and these desires become subtler and subtler until the point where there is no desire. So it's kind of paradoxical. The pure desire is to become desireless.
I think we can understand that only when we really become silent inside.
Yes.
And the desires, I'm going to guess, are a product of our thinking.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. There's a question from somebody, which is, what does it mean if you get a feeling in, like, say, a part of your thumb, like, say, just the base of the thumb? Prashant, have you ever had any idea about specific parts of the finger?
Yeah, so I can certainly reflect on that. One of the things I kind of, I would say, learned very early in Sahaj, that I would say the catches, they kind of progress, inside out. This is something which Apple does, I guess, So the things basically, they kind of progress inside out. So when the catch is more, deep rooted, it's sort of is expressed over here. And as it is kind of, as you're kind of working on trying to clear it out, it kind of progresses from inside towards the out. So all I would say is that if you're feeling it on the lower side, you need to probably work on it a bit more. And as you kind of progress in your journey, you will feel it will try and push itself out.
All right.
I've had a similar experience.
So what you were talking about, Sudeep, about letting go of desire, in a way, it's also just letting go of that compulsion we have to control everything. So can you talk about an experience you've had where you consciously said, I'm not going to control this, and what happened?
Yes, I've definitely had such experiences. I'm trying to think of a specific example where something's been really hard and has almost perhaps seemed out of control, but I tried to control it, and then when I just let go, things just worked out spontaneously. So yeah, one that comes to mind is when I had a fever, and my thoughts were actually, I was in a state of delirium, basically. I was not able to control my thoughts, and it was making me very, very uneasy and restless. So as much as I was trying to close my eyes, get some sleep, I just couldn't. And then I decided to just let go, like as if I'm not my mind, and I'm just going to watch it play out. And within minutes, it just cleared, and I became peaceful, and I started having these beads of sweat on my forehead, and the fever was gone in 10 minutes, and like no medicine, nothing. So that's one example of letting go of the need to control within, that really worked out. But there have been similar experiences even externally in situations that I realized I don't need to try and control this, and it works itself out, sometimes even miraculously. So
Mm. Okay. An obvious question for a musician. How has it manifested in your life pure inspiration, Kathy?
Well, oh yeah, oh my gosh. Well, I mean,
Might have to only just limit it to one example because you guys write a lot of songs.
oh yeah. Well, we'll just kind of like uh, back to the previous question about control and surrender. Like I've tried to songwrite like just by myself. Like I'm just gonna sit and write a song and I'm gonna, because I'm a songwriter, right? And which is kind of silly just to say. In fact, I have to apologize in the beginning, say, I wrote this song, I wrote this song. It's not like that. It's more like, the song, it's like the song is coming through me for you guys. The words are for you. The tune carries the words to you to make it kind of distribute it to your heart, right? And kind of get past your ego. Um, but none of it's mine, and none of it is, I don't do anything real in reality. That's really what's happening. So I can't just sit there and say I'm going to write a song. It just doesn't work like that. In fact, last week this song "It's Gonna Be All Right" or 2 weeks ago came to me because I woke up singing this, just humming this little tune. It was so simple. In fact, I thought I feel kind of bad saying this, but I dismissed it originally because it was too simple for me. I thought it's just too simple of a song. It's not gonna be interesting. And then but something told me just, that's ridiculous. This is a gift. It's coming to you for a reason. Contemplate this. So I meditated. And then the words came really simply. By the time I left the house to go to work, the whole song was written. It took like an hour. And I was so happy I did because I'm like, this is a really nice song. The kids that I played it for last week just loved it. And then hopefully you guys liked it. So I try not to now get in the way even of something that comes to me. I just do it. I'm just the instrument.
All right. So Prashant, you can think of a moment in which, like with Kathy, it's just there, like you haven't attempted that idea or that solution or whatever it is, it's just come to you. How has that changed since you started practicing Sahaja Yoga?
I would say there are just numerous occasions, right? So, I mean, in case of me, I basically serve various clients, and sometimes the situations are too ambiguous and they are seeking for solutions which are not kind of ready-made, and they pose those situations over to you. And what I've experienced is that more I think about it, using a very templatized approach, the more you kind of get lost into, and everything seems lifeless, when you're overthinking about it, And for me, it has happened, I can't even tell how many times, where, I absolutely have no idea that I have to go for a meeting in the morning where they're expecting some kind of an outcome, and I'm sitting in the morning meditation, and I think it's that feeling of letting go at that point, that I am going to walk in and you take care of it, and I'll tell you, without any exaggeration, the kind of words that come out of your mouth, and you are also left astounded as to, okay, where did this come from, and to me, that is the perfect example of the thoughtless state or the divine working. But that happens when you truly are in a fix. You're like, okay, you know what? I've tried my best. I've tried to look this way and that way. I have no idea. I'm just going to go in with that feeling of surrender and let rest take place, and it works out. It has happened time and again.
I can recount many experiences myself. A question has come in. It's a practical question, which is that, yes, this is the United States, and we have this very interesting system of we change our clocks twice a year. So someone is asking about, well, what time will the program start? Well, if you're in North America, it'll be the same time on your clock, the same time on your phone. But if you're in a part of the world which did not change the clocks, it's going to be an hour earlier. So it's going to be a bit confusing. We'll try to clarify it in our WhatsApp groups and other messages that we get out to you. But for those of us that live in North America, we just look at our phone that morning of that Sunday where the clocks changed and we go, what do I feel kind of weird? Oh, it's an hour earlier. Your body's going, it's so early, but the clock is saying, no, it's later. So yes, it'll be same 8:45 New York time, but it'll be daylight saving time that we call it in this country. And Canada shares the same time change. Europe will be switching over on its time, and other countries don't change at all. Like they're the sensible countries, I think. All right. So here's an interesting question. What if instead of having a conscious awareness of what you want, like basically having like, I have a desire, that you actually feel kind of sort of numb. What can we do about that using Sahaja Yoga techniques, Sudeep?
Yeah, that's a good one. So the numbness is not really the thoughtless awareness that we talk about, because it's an emptiness sort of. It's whereas thoughtless awareness actually fills you with that light within, with peace, and so if you're feeling numb, then that means that perhaps something is waiting to be unlocked. Perhaps there could be some imbalance on some chakra, um, and you can always, of course, self-diagnose by looking at the sensations on your hands and see what needs balancing. But often it also leads to it depends. Sometimes it could be the left side, because if the left side is frozen, you're not feeling that joy, you could just feel that numbness. In such cases, affirmations certainly help. Just saying, let me feel that joy, that peaceful joy and that bliss, um, and letting the elements take over. And if it's on the right, then perhaps that's probably because you've been so mentally active and busy and just in the throes of activity that you've lost sensation in a sense. In such cases, it's better to perhaps take a walk, enjoy the flowers, um, enjoy some poetry and music, and of course, use the ice pack and the foot soak and so on. So these things help. So it does depend on what has preceded that experience. But then I think it's you then come to that state of that flow. The vibrations start to flow again. I hope that is somewhere around what you were trying to get to, Mark.
Yeah, speaking personally, when I started Sahaja Yoga, I didn't want anything. And the part of me that wanted things had shut down because I had lived a life of utter frustration of whatever I thought I wanted, I was never getting it. And I think what finally melted the deep freeze of my pure longing, of my pure left side, my pure left Swadhisthana, was receiving so much love, was being with people like you guys, spending time, sitting quietly, meditating, and absorbing what I didn't know what it was at the time, but it was just this pure energy of divine love. And eventually, the ice around that part of me that might want something began to melt away. And then it became clear that I really want some things. And just when I'm overwhelmed with the feeling of well-being from the meditation, then the strongest one I have is, I want to share this. And before, there was no consciousness of, wow, I'm so content. I'm so balanced, like maybe just for a moment, but there it is. No more numbness. It's like I'm really feeling this.
Yeah.
And that, wow, feeling things that strongly can be so enjoyable. I never knew that you could feel something so intensely, and it was, you just want to say, everybody, can you feel that? Can you feel that?
Mhm.
And there's a lovely story Shri Mataji once told of somebody sitting near her, and everybody was sitting with Shri Mataji, and they had their hands out, and they were feeling the vibrations of this person, and they were feeling such beautiful vibrations, and they were really enjoying that person. And the person said, "Oh yeah, well now I'm going to feel your vibrations," and it became like a beautiful divine comedy of that was the ultimate in enjoyment, was to just feel radiating out without words being spoken, that force of well-being, contentment, being so soothed.
Yes. Yeah. That's beautiful. The cup is filled, and then it overflows, and then you want to share it, and then it becomes even more.
Yeah. So anyway, very beautiful questions from people this evening, and enjoyed the vibrations of being with you guys so much. And looking forward to spending more time meditating with all of you. So I want to give my heartfelt thanks to all of the presenters, dear friends, and to people that are watching on YouTube or Zoom. Hope you had as much enjoyment as I did this evening. And we'll be coming back on Sunday, and it will be with daylight saving time. So just be alert for that. And we'll be talking about the pure attention. So thank you very much for joining us, and have a very good evening.